Okay, so welcome to episode number 9 of the Gimson Rosko Show. And today we are joined...
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Today we are joined by dadbOdd, a.k.a. Malik, all the way from Sudbury in Canada.
Hey.
So me and Rosko are sat here in the sunshine. What is it now? It's like the height of the heat. So it's 12:30 here now, and we are sat in Costa's garden. So Costa's our sound man and all that, but it's hot. It's hot.
It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful out there, man.
So yeah, we just set it up in the greenery rather than our usual, because it's actually in Costa's garage that we shoot it, and that's like he painted like the wall black behind him and all that, and it's just it looks sick in there. But he was saying he was out there the other day and he said it was like 40 degrees heat in there. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like
it's a bit too much.
Yeah.
Because to put it in perspective, what time is it there for you?
7:30.
7:29.
Yeah, and you fucked up, right? Because you got up an hour early. You got times wrong.
Yeah, I fucked up. I got up at 5. I should have woke up at 6. My times are all messed, but yeah, I'm good. I'm here.
How was your day? You went somewhere yesterday, right? You said you were going somewhere. I seen you get excited on your Instagram stories, but I didn't know where it was.
Yeah, we went out to the beach. We went out to the beach for the day. It's funny. People were like, "Why are you going to the beach in a toque and a hoodie?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, maybe I should probably take this shit off." Eh?
What are the beaches like in Canada?
I bet they're stunning, right?
Oh, they're beautiful, man. We have so many. Well, where I am, we have a ton of lakes. We have like so many lakes. It's beautiful. A lot of greenery, a lot of wilderness. It's great.
I have to go to Canada, man.
Yeah, I've got family there. I've got family in Halifax.
Oh yeah, okay.
And somewhere else. My mum and my stepdad, they went a few years back, and they said they said like we're never short of anywhere to stay. They said there's like so many places we can go, like where we've got family that we can just. I was like, yeah, cool. So I do want to make it out there at some point. But she was saying when she did it, they were like down on the coast. They went and like seen all the seals and all the wildlife in the sea on some boat trip and that. But like Canada's always appealed to me, man. Like just the trees and the wilderness and the sheer vastness of it, man. It's just
all the national parks.
I haven't seen even a fraction of it. Like I want to go across Canada and check it out. And the East Coast where your mom went, that's amazing. Like so much history there. It's pretty sweet.
So what are you West Coast?
Pardon me?
Are you on the West Coast then?
I'm in the middle. I'm in Ontario, so I'm right in the middle.
Right.
Yeah, so I haven't been to the West. I haven't been to the East. I just the North.
Yeah. The cold.
Yeah, what's the weather like there at the moment?
Oh, it's beautiful right now. Yesterday it wasn't super hot, but last week it was just scorching. It was fucking crazy hot out. So yeah, because nice.
You get like all 4 seasons as well, innit? You get like the snow. You mean like in the winter you get like the spring, you get like a beautiful spring. The summer you get the heat, and it's just like
when it's cold it's fucking cold.
Yeah,
and when it's hot it's really really hot. So it's not bad. I mean, I like having all 4 seasons. It's kind of cool.
Postcard.
And you guys get rain and sun. Eh? What do you guys get? No
just
snow,
rain.
Just rain and sun.
And then the
rain
sun
or
comes
sun.
out.
Do you know what the last summer though? Last summer was
it was nice.
A scorcher.
Yeah,
and
it was nice.
Because I was saying to someone about our lockdown. So over here we've had we've kind of been in lockdown now for 2 years.
March the 23rd.
Yeah. So with that here, like last summer, it was like, oh, this is fucking great. Like, do you mean there's no one around? Everyone was going for walks. They were going outside. Yeah. It was all hot and sunny. It's like, yeah, this is sick. And then the winter one come. And it was like, oh shit.
The worst thing ever.
This is bleak.
It's horrible.
There was nowhere to go. Especially when you got kids, because like you can only take your small kids outside for so long until they're like, I'm cold, I want to go in. Do you know what I mean? And there was like no bowling, no like soft plays, there was just nothing. Nothing was open, and it was just bleak. Just, I mean, it was like, yeah. So like, and it as well, I think to the detriment of the kids, it turned them kind of like into like little like addicts, and like just like TV, because you can just it's tough.
There's no socialization. They're not seeing other kids. It's tough, man.
Yeah, because have you had much where you are lockdown wise, or has it been a bit more?
We just ended our second lockdown now.
Okay.
So we started March 23rd like in 2020. March 23rd is when we started. We had a lockdown, and then the summer was okay, and then school started, and then we had another lockdown in December, and
pretty much the same.
Been like that. Yeah.
And was that national for you, or is yours a bit more localized?
I don't really follow. I got to be honest with you. I don't follow this COVID shit anymore. I'm just over it. So I don't know.
The episode before this, we just did just us two. on the episode
a week ago.
Yeah, a week ago now, for anyone who's watching this. But, yeah, it was just us two, and we were saying that there. We were like saying like about people here, because Rosko, he's like a manager of a club, so he does like work and nightlife. Do you know what I mean? So it's like with that industry, it's just like fucking let us party.
Decimated,
man.
Yeah.
476 days. On the 21st of June is 476 days since we've last been legally allowed to dance. 476 days.
That's mental, isn't it?
That's wild, man. That is crazy.
Talking of dancing, how you getting on TikTok?
Yeah. It's going, dude. It's actually, the reach is insane, man. I posted something about weed yesterday, and I got like, I think 30 new followers in one day, and it was just a quick clip. It took me about 5 minutes to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw you went on there. Like, I gave you a follow. But
Yeah.
like, how's that going for you?
I haven't posted anything yet. So I had a 1-to-1 with Damo the other day.
Oh yeah.
And he like went through my YouTube. Basically, he said like for YouTube, for me to bring people in now on YouTube, I need to make myself searchable. He said the stuff I've got out is great. He goes, but no one's looking for that. I need to make stuff that people are already looking for.
Yeah.
He goes, to bring people in now, he goes, I need to start trend hacking and stuff like that. So he goes, he said he thought I'd be good at doing like reaction videos. He goes, don't make it be your be-all and end-all. But he says like
that's what
certain things,
I've been doing that,
do some reactions. I mean, he said, and then he also said remixes. So I said like he was like, so in my head then I thought like, how about conscious mumble rap, taking some mumble rap songs that are popping off, doing really well right now, and then just doing something like deep and meaningful over it. I thought that could draw like traffic in, and then I also thought like just doing like remix, but like not making it too labor extensive, just like get like classic songs or songs that are current like they used to on mixtapes, and just put a verse on it.
Jacking for beats.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I thought that is another good one, but that was kind of where that. And but then the other thing he said was TikTok, and he said like TikTok's where the reach is at. He said get yourself on TikTok. He goes, don't try and do it so it's like you're making it too much for yourself. But yeah, I've been following yours, man, and like you're doing good, because I like your. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know you, why don't you tell them a little bit about your characters, about who Malik is, who dadbOdd is, and kind of what you do like as an artist.
Yeah. So dadbOdd is essentially the artist. It's the guy who's making the music. He's the guy he's the brains behind the operations, the guy behind the curtain. Malik is the character that I kind of write about or try to follow and write from that perspective. And I take on that role sometimes in TikTok, on Instagram. He might show up today. Who knows? Well, it's a bit early for him. I think he's still passed out. But yeah, and that's kind of what I do. So I write all my songs from his perspective, and then on TikTok I'll play him in some videos, and I'll be myself in some videos. Yeah. But the thing with TikTok is you almost have to like pick one little shtick and stick to just that, and that's how you can grow really, really fast. Like the guys from Humans to Hydra, they do the autism thing, and they blew up. Yeah. But if you try to do more than one thing, TikTok gets confused. So I'm kind of trying to figure out where I stand. Like, am I comedy music? Am I comedy? What am I? So yeah, that's one of the hard things. And for YouTube, like you were mentioning, do you have TubeBuddy?
No, I don't. No, I've got the YouTube creator
creator
app.
studio.
Yeah, that's.
I would. If I were you, man, I'd look through and get TubeBuddy and see what's trending. Like, there's three little. So what you can do is you can see what are people looking for, and then what kind of shit are they getting. So if there's something that a lot of people are looking for, but no one's making videos for, that would be something to slide in and like, okay, I'll make a video on this because there's demand, but there's no one supplying it. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And it's helped. And then you look at your SEO and how to best write your description and your titles to get as much traffic over as you can. Yeah. It's kind of working right now. I've put a couple of videos out without sharing anything on other socials, and it's starting to pick up a little bit of steam. Nothing crazy, but I'm kind of trying to learn how that all works. Yeah. Because for me, it's like, I think what I took away from the meeting as well is like, I'm going to stop just trying to send people to Spotify or anywhere like that. And just send them to YouTube. Yeah. So that's your main focus then, is YouTube.
That's what I think is probably the sensible approach, is just build YouTube, become a YouTube partner, and just kind of go down that route. But yeah, like what you were saying, because I spoke to the guys, I think you tuned in when I spoke to the guys from Humans to Hydra, on their Instagram, did a live chat, and they were saying like Carl was saying from that he's got his son has got autism, and on TikTok they've been doing a lot of videos on autism awareness and just connecting with a lot of parents. Right. And he was saying that it's been great for engagement and that. He says, but it's not just cheap engagement.
Right.
He said, because it's something that's deep and meaningful. He said he's almost now got this pressure on him to carry on fulfilling that and connecting with these people, because it's not just like listen to my song. It's like, oh no, it's kind of gone deeper than that now. Yeah. And he's actually got this like sort of like following engagement with these people who it means a lot more than he says. He's almost like he said it's been weighing on his mind a bit, like where it's just
it's
like
almost like a therapy
pressure
thing, isn't it? Like,
yeah, but he was saying like for him now, he's now feels this pressure of like having to provide because the mental,
people want it.
Yeah. But
They
the mental
need
health
it,
issue of him having to come up with the content, I think he said it's like, oh, I don't want to let these people down. He says you got that more on your mind, more so than someone who's just waiting for your next single. It's like, oh no, I've like kind of built something deeper in that.
Yeah.
So there's like,
and then how many of those people though are following the music as well? So like, how much of their TikTok is going to become just autism related?
Yeah,
that's the slippery slope. It's like, what is it that you're going to be known for on there, right?
Yeah.
Like if no one's going to Spotify, it's like, okay, well now I guess we're doing autism, but how does that help the band?
Yeah, because it's you're right. It's like am I a content creator? Or am I an artist? Like, do you know what I mean? It's and I dialed back on Instagram a bit, man, because I found myself going down in that hole. I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and it takes over, man. Sometimes you're like, I find myself, I'm on my phone checking all the time. It's like, what are you doing, man? This is fucking waste your time. Like, do that later. Like, you have time for that.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. You could be creating or doing something worthwhile, you know?
Yeah.
Scrolling like a zombie.
Yeah, you do. And they're so fucking good at getting you in and just like
keeping you on
TikTok, man. TikTok's even worse, man. It's fucking crazy addictive, dude.
Really?
Like, it makes Instagram look like child's play.
Man.
It's yeah,
because I followed you because like you popped up, like I don't know how they knew for you to pop up straight away,
Instagram,
like
probably.
But like TikTok, like you popped up straight away for me, and I hadn't followed anyone or anything, and I hadn't really like looked at anything. But whether like they're like cross app referencing and like I don't know, but anyway, got you on there. Like it was weird. So they're obviously watching. I mean, they're good at what they do. But yeah, I only had a brief little look at it. But yeah, it's whether I transition onto that like full time or whether I ditch the Instagram or what, I don't know. I don't want to ditch Instagram, but it's just I don't also really want to like plow loads of money into it because it's just
no. And if you don't put money into it, I'm noticing it's dead. There's nothing going on there. You know what I mean? Like you're just fucking waiting for nothing. There's nothing going on. I
tell you where I have got most, like when I've got like batches or bulk sort of like following recently, it's been from actual events. So I'm doing these live streams which have now like turned into the ciphers. So going to them and meeting new people there, it's like they all follow, then you get others from them following you.
Organic.
Yeah, so the organic way of doing it, of like actually going out and seeing people. And then Friday night I went to a gig to watch Verb T. It was like a sit down gig, which was sick. But met some lads from Wales afterwards, chatting to them outside, and they were like sick. Got chatting to them. They're like, "You on Instagram?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm on Instagram." And then they started following on Instagram. It's like the real life thing rather than It's
the organic's the way to go, man. It means more too. It's I don't know. I haven't done many ads on Instagram or on Facebook just because I don't have the money to do it. But I feel like it probably doesn't mean much. They have to get to know you, I think.
Yeah. It's like real life, isn't it? It's like, do you mean it's like the difference between like say doing a gig and walking off straight after and not talking to anyone, which is like basically putting an ad in front of someone, or doing the gig, going to the bar, going into the crowd, talking to the people, like fucking, hey, who are you? Where are you from? What's your name? Do you mean fucking, it speaks volumes.
Yeah, and that's huge. That right there, people are like, okay, I'm invested. Like you took the time, I'm in. You know?
Because it's true. It's like there's people that I probably may not have even liked their music as much. But because you know them, and you're like, oh yeah, like, do you mean? And you've got like sort of like this vested interest already. Where if, say, example, they just showed you their music and you didn't know them as an ad, like a 15-second ad, you'd be like, fucking skip,
scroll right by,
skip.
That's it.
And it is, you know what it's like as well. It's like you got to look at it from the consumer's point of view, where you're scrolling through, and like it takes a lot for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna fucking get off of this platform, go on to something else. Like, do you mean it's like, do you mean we already know how good they are at keeping you on there. It's like, they don't want you to go somewhere else. It's
and that's it. We're trying to like force our way in there without any value, without any kind of connection. It's like, fuck it, it's a waste of money. It's not going to happen.
So do you think you're like, because you do a lot of these characters, I mean, it'd be pretty hard to do live, but like just thinking like a sketch show type thing. It's like, is there any like sort of like vision for you in that sort of like direction, domain, like in the future?
I thought about it. I mean, I kind of want to continue with those videos where I talk to myself to like improve on my writing and my dialogue and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of going live on TikTok. I hate going live. I'm kind of like, I'm not big on that. I get nervous going live, but I'm like, you know what? You got to do shit that scares you type shit. So that's my next step, is doing that. And then as far as a sketch show, I'd have to really figure out how I would play other characters. Like so far right now, it's just Malik, and then this new one that I'll start, which is just an extension of me, who's the Fat Jon Snow. Other than that, I haven't really done other characters, so we'll have to see. I'm still not sure.
So what's the new character? Like, is that?
Well, Malik is eventually going to end up at his brother's place.
Yeah,
and they're going to become reluctant roommates.
Yeah,
and Malik's the type of guy where he's got really a lot of potential in music, but he doesn't use it. He just squanders it. He's just, and he shows up at his brother's place, and his brother is really into it, but doesn't have the talent that Malik has. So they have this kind of headbutting going on, and that's kind of what it's going to be. So the Fat Jon Snow is kind of like a fictionalized version of who I am right now. You know what I mean? Like the artist. And then, we're going to kind of follow them. He deals with some mental health issues as well, too. So I'm going to touch on that a little bit in the next season of videos, I guess, for the next album. So it won't be much of a stretch. It'll just be kind of me being me. But
that's, did you know what, though? Sometimes they say acting yourself is the hardest person to act on camera.
It's true. Yeah.
But I really like that idea, because if you can take that down like the struggling artist type thing, you're there. That is so relatable to so many people.
That's what I figured too. Like, I'm seeing all of us in this community where like some things keep popping up, some same little themes keep popping up, and I'm like, you know what? I could play this. I could do something with this, So I'm kind of stealing from everybody and watching everybody do their thing, and I'm like, well, I could do that. Yeah. So
because there's that. Oh, I can't remember who it is, but there's a guy who does it on YouTube. He's got it down to a T. So he does the whole if Instagram was a person thing. And like someone coming in, it's like, so someone come in and they'll be there, they're about to do band practice, and you got the guy who's always posting stuff. And then there was another one he did of like someone trying to get someone to listen to your music. Like, imagine if this was the real world. It's like, and he like stages between people, like someone in a DM, like, hey, how are you? And like just going in too quickly. It's like, hey, do you want to listen to my music? And it's like, no, not really. Like, I'll try and find out what it was, and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send that my way.
Because I think like
it's true though. But if you think about it, when people spam DMs, you're basically running in front of people and saying like, "Here, check my shit out."
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking okay, buddy.
You'll probably be better off doing that in real life.
Yeah, actually, you probably would.
Yeah. Listen to me. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because I remember back in the day, I don't know if you had like much of it where you are, but like, say you go into like Bristol city centre was always quite right for it, or whenever you go up into London in certain pockets, and you'd have people on the street corner just selling their CDs. Like, hey, are you into hip hop? And they just come over.
I seen someone last year in Bath doing it.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Here you go. Have a fiver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For a long time. Because the real hustle, and it's like just going out and actually speaking to people. It's like, what music you into? What do you like? Do you mean it's rather than?
And I think like you say, that would be fruitful. You'd end up with some people.
Because like before, back in the day, like because there used to be like quite a lot of people doing this. It was like almost like the old version of like the DM now, like, hey, listen to my link on Spotify. So like then you're like, oh, fuck off, I don't want to buy your CD, I don't know who you are. But like you said, now it's like, now you got some bloke on it, you're like, buy my CD. It's like, hey, I'll buy your CD. Because it's just not.
Oh, you're a human, not a robot.
Yeah,
exactly. That's it. You're an actual person. No fucking okay.
Yeah. Because it's
we didn't have much like that out here. I don't know where I am. The music scene's not very. There's a music scene, but not like that. Everyone, I didn't know about a lot of the artists in Sudbury until I started making music, and There was never anybody coming at you trying to give you a CD or anything like that.
Apart from
You could,
Drake.
like go to a club or go to the bar, and yeah.
Is it big where you live, or is it like a small sort of?
There's 165,000 people where I live, like in my city. It feels like, I don't know if that's small or big. It feels small to me. I've been here my whole life. The music scene's not bad, but there isn't much, like it's all kind of the same type of music.
Yeah.
It's either country, bluesy kind of rock stuff, or like, you know, like Nickelback type rock, you know?
Yeah.
There's some rap, but I find all the rappers out here, dude, they're here for a minute, they show off their music, and then they disappear for like 7 months, and then they come back, they're like, check out my music, and then they disappear. So
I find that because hip hop is like here is still it's quite like that as well. There's a lot of artists who still very much are in the album mindset of like they'll work on an album and then they just go away. And I mean, that's cool. Like if you are a certain artist who've kind of been around, so you got like artists like, I don't know, for UK for example, let's take Jest.
Yeah.
So someone like Jest, who's like
solidified
he's
in
sick.
the time.
He's really good. You might, whether you've heard of him over there or not, but if not, I'll
I
send
haven't
you some
heard
stuff.
him, but I'll check him out.
But he's been around for well, he's got that. If Jest is bringing out an album, like if you're a hip hop fan in the UK, like you're gonna go and listen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Right.
there's no like, hey, listen to my single. Like he doesn't need to do that. But yeah, I think like a lot of people haven't really caught up to the new way of how music works of like singles, and there's a lot of people still like, I want to release an album, and like cool, we like all want to release albums. I love albums and I want to make albums, but the time it takes to make an album,
For what you're getting.
do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like put the album out, it's
It's a
like
waste
okay,
of-
cool, like now what?
Week later, they want more.
Yeah, you haven't got it. You've given it to them already. It's like you've shot your load. It's like, what? Now what? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, sorry, I can't come twice.
That 100%, man. And people don't realize you're like squandering so many opportunities. If you have 10 songs on the album, that's 10 releases that you can do shit with. It's 10 different opportunities. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll have to check out, is Jest like
Jest.
a jester, like Jest?
Jehst.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
check it
promoters
out.
that don't get the H in the right place.
Yeah,
Oi.
yeah. He's sick, mate. If you ever want any more as well, like I'll send you some other artists that we got out here that are fucking really good. So you would
far,
class yourself as alt glitch rock, right?
Yeah, and I'd say experimental hip hop too. Like the Fat Jon Snow, this new artist or this new character, sorry, he raps, like he
Okay.
writes rap music. So yeah, I'd say experimental glitch hip rock. I don't know, a mixed rap rock glitch.
It's tough, isn't it?
Something.
It's tough, like saying like, what do I make? It's like, well whatever I want. Like, do you know what I mean? It's-
Yeah, and when people ask you to kind of break it into like one type of music, it's like, I don't fucking how am I supposed to tell you that? Like, you know?
Yeah, it is, because it's like I don't know. It's like since joining DKNBA, it was like I just like got introduced like all these like artists of different genres. Like I did a track with the Golden Plates. Do you know what I mean? It's like John Seaton with yourself, and it's just like like it's just nice to just make music and not put a label on it.
100%.
Yeah,
Give me 1 sec, guys. My daughter's here. She just wants to talk to me. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
What's up? Famille du partage maintenant. J'ai dit j'ai mon meeting, là, je peux pas vous parler à propos de ça maintenant.
Is he speaking English?
Go ahead, man.
French.
Sorry about that.
Is it?
Yeah, it's French Canadian, isn't it? Is French Canadian different to like mainland French? Is it like got its nuances?
Yeah, I find our French is super like butchered. Like like compared to like France French, our French is like dirty, nasty French, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm bilingual, so I went to high school, elementary school in French, but when I'm at home, I speak English. My kids too, so like we speak English at home, but they go to school in French. So
because I've seen you speak a lot in your like stories and stuff. I've seen you speak to them in French as well, innit? Like sometimes.
yeah, I try to only speak to them in French, but it's hard. Like we slip into English. But
If they just woken up.
No, they've been up for a while, but they're in the room with the iPad, and my youngest is taking the iPad from my oldest, and she's not sharing. So
Mate,
I told them, I'm like, I have a meeting, I can't be running in there.
I get that, mate.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There you go.
My daughter, because she's speaking now, it's like they get like an hour each, And like my daughter doesn't, because she's only 2, she doesn't understand the concept of like 1 hour is, and like then it's Carvel's turn or whatever, and she's like, my TV. It's like, no, you've had yours. Now your brother gets the chance.
That's right.
My TV.
Do you know what? I looked about getting a job in Canada before, but like that, like all the train driving jobs there, they want you to be bilingual. They want you French and English speaking.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't fucking know French.
I'm surprised that you guys. There aren't many French people in the UK. You guys don't learn French as a second language.
Yeah, we do. So when you get to year 8, which is you work off like American high school years.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, year 8 for grade 8. Yeah, you're about 13, 14, grade 8.
Yeah. So year 8. We're 13. 12, 13.
Yeah.
Year 8.
Yeah.
So that's when you do language. So you start French then.
Oh.
And then,
well, it might have changed now.
When we did
100 years ago.
But yeah, there was French, and then after that you do French as like compulsory for the first 3 years,
something like that,
and then
German or
you can
Spanish,
choose German or Spanish as a second language.
Wow. Or you can just do one.
And then when you do your GCSE, you can choose. You have to choose one for your GCSE, which is like, I don't know, that's what your equivalent of a high school grade is there, but like for us it's like a GCSE. So you have to do one language. I chose Spanish. I dropped French and took Spanish.
French is fucking tough to start in grade 8. We start, like, our English kids start in grade 4, and a lot of them they can't grasp it. Like, it's very difficult to grasp. Like, I don't know about Spanish, I never learned it, but French is fucking hard.
Spanish I found Spanish easier, and like my outlook on it, I enjoyed Spanish as well, and I always thought like I would be able to get further in the world with Spanish than French. It's like, what am I going to do? Go to France, Canada, or like a few African places? A few countries in Africa that have French, but like Spanish, you could like, it's so easily transferable to Portuguese as well. So you can go to like, you got the whole of South America. I mean, you got Spain, and you got like Portugal. I don't know. So in my head, I just figured that, and I thought it was quite simple the way of learning it, like the masculine, feminine of describing things, and it was just like, it's a lot more simple than English. Imagine having to learn English.
Wow.
Like as a foreign student, like
see, I find English easy. Like I'm like, our kids here, the French kids, they pick up English so fast.
Really?
Like you just throw on English TV. Like my kids, we only spoke French. We started watching English TV, and they were like, they caught on so quick.
Wow.
See, because I always thought that English would be hard, because we've got like
the laws are stupid, like desert and dessert, and
it's just like there and there.
Yeah, go away with that.
And then you throw you throw Shakespeare into the mix, and it's just like, "Pwah!" You mean like that old English, like, do you mean it's like,
Dude, I used to be in an acting program like in university, and we'd have to learn Shakespeare, and I would fucking read this shit and be like, how are actors remembering these lines? Like, I don't even know what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy.
Did you enjoy Shakespeare?
I mean, I like Shakespeare for what it is. Like, he kind of started the real drama. Like, he talked about shit that no one else talked about. But for, like, reading it as far as, like, the words, it's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I love how it's rhythmic and the iambic pentameter and all that, how he kind of makes it almost like a dance when he writes. But to understand what it is that's in front of you on the page, it's like, holy, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Do you know what's interesting, right?
I used to hate it.
We did a workshop with Akala, and Akala's like quite a big UK rapper, quite conscious. He's got a thing called the Royal Shakespearean Company, and what he does is shows comparisons with Shakespeare and hip hop. So like one of the first tasks that we did with him is he had loads of little cards, and they had Shakespearean quotes on, and they also had hip hop quotes like from songs, and he mixed them all up, and we had to put them in piles and go, right, this is a Shakespearean quote, this is a hip hop quote. Couldn't do it.
Wow.
It all looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
And like a few of them I obviously knew, because they were like Nas, Guru, Mos Def.
That's why I
But a
fucked
lot
your
of them-
bitch, you fat motherfucker.
Yeah, I wonder who's
Wow, Shakespeare's crazy.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare's got bars. Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting.
I used to love that song, dude. That was my favorite fucking song, by the way.
Yeah.
I hit him. That's hit him up,
Yeah.
man.
Hit 'em up,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love that one, man.
It's yeah, Tupac, man, he was very like from that realm as well, though, wasn't he? Like
Yeah, arty.
he was like, we went to like drama school and that, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
You went to Juilliard, yeah.
Did you, mate? I watched a sick video the other day. It was Shock G, break from on Digital Underground, who died recently. The one, and he was breaking down artists of where they got their flow from.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And he,
Where did Tupac get
and
this
he,
from?
mate, wait, like I was like, whoa, it blew my mind. I was like, I would have never like thought that. And he said Tupac got his flow from the likes of Malcolm X and people like that. He was raised
yeah.
around Black Panthers. If you
Yeah,
listen to the way
yeah,
Tupac,
yeah,
he's
that's
like,
true.
"Oh no,
A
take me
preacher.
alive."
Yeah,
Do
preacher.
you mean it's like, and he's
Yeah.
got
Bit
that
like
whole,
DMX.
Almost preachy.
yeah, and I was like, holy shit. He's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
He's got that whole Malcolm X, like,
Yeah.
sort of like, on a microphone. You got to bear in mind, like, if he's brought up around Black Panthers and all
Yeah,
these people
yeah,
that have
yeah.
raised him, he's going to be going to a lot of these rallies and hearing a lot of these people
Yeah,
on a
yeah,
microphone.
yeah.
So I was like, whoa.
That's actually true. I never
Yeah,
thought
and it was
that.
like, shit. It was like, blew my mind. I was like, yeah, that's where Tupac's flow is from, because he
Yeah.
is very much like that. And then he did Biggie's as well, but like, and he was like, he's done the differences, and it's like, yeah, and you can hear like the whole, you can hear that in him, the Black Panther and that.
Who
in
do you
Tupac.
think is the superior rapper, Biggie or Tupac? Who's better in your opinion?
Okay, do you mean rapping and flowing, or do you mean lyrical content
like
and
flow and
just
just and word choice?
Personally, flow
Biggie probably?
is Biggie. He's a better rapper, but I think
Yeah.
Tupac is
just
just more revolutionary.
stands for more, means
Yeah,
more.
means more,
Yeah,
and is probably more entertaining.
yeah.
Biggie is
Yes,
kind
I would.
of boring,
I would
but
agree.
not-
Yeah.
I also
Biggie's flows,
think it's
though,
like
are
the whole
fucking-
like apple and oranges
Yeah,
compare.
yeah, it is.
Because
Yeah.
like I would compare Tupac more to DMX than I would.
Yeah,
to,
same.
Do you know what I mean? Like where I'd like if I was to compare Biggie like to someone after Biggie, I would compare like Biggie to Jay-Z.
Or Biggie to Big L.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like one of them kind of things. It's like, yeah. I mean, I know that Biggie started going into that realm, didn't he, of like Tupac when he did the Life After Death, and it was kind of like, it was that period of you could hear his sort of like crossover of like where he'd been spending time with Tupac,
Yeah.
and you could hear
Yeah.
that influence what Pac had on Biggie in Life After Death. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, and Tupac even said it. He's like, "Fuck me," he just like bit my whole album by like
Yeah,
releasing
yeah.
that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and you really can hear the influence.
Yeah, he started getting more reflective, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that video of
Yeah.
him freestyling in the middle of the street is still one of my
Yes.
favorite, like,
Yeah.
one of my favorite freestyle videos, man. He had it.
He's
like
unreal. He was unreal, man. Like if he would have, he only put out what 3 albums? Was it 3 albums that he put out,
that.
Biggie?
Yeah, I think
As
so.
when he's
Ready
alive.
to Die.
Yeah, Life After Death. No,
Yeah.
it's just 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Just 2.
2.
Yeah.
But there you go. Like imagine how like if he would have kept going, man.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tupac too. I mean, he was. I'm a bigger fan of Tupac. Like I know more Tupac songs. I'm more into Tupac, but I definitely respect Biggie.
Yeah.
And the skill that he has. Like
He was
unreal.
like, because he had that like Brooklyn like hip hop whole ass. I mean, it's like it's where hip hop's from, and it's like
Yeah.
the birthplace,
Yeah,
man. He's
exactly.
got that like proper
Authentic
New
sound,
York,
man.
Brooklyn swag. Like, do you mean that's the way he rhymes, the way like, do you mean like the ciphers? Like, yeah.
Yeah. And Tupac has almost that West Coast. I know he can't. Tupac comes from the. Or was he born? I think Tupac was born on the East Coast.
He was New York,
But-
and then because he's got like a lot of Baltimore, and someone was saying, who was I talking to about Baltimore accents?
I don't know.
That was it. So I'd done a film shoot because I know you've been an extra, and as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
aren't you? So I was an
Yeah, yeah.
extra recently,
Nice.
and
nice.
so it was the London Film School who was shooting it, and they had a lot of American students working for them. In this on the set, and I was talking to the girl, and we were talking about accents, and we were talking about how in the UK, like they've got like so many accents in such a small place, and then I was talking about America, and I said they're not for a vast place. I said, you can hear the difference between like, say like New York and California and then Texas. But I don't think they differentiate over such a wide space as much as they do in the UK with such a small place. Like, I mean, you go to Glasgow and you got some Glaswegian talking and he's like rapidly fast. I mean, but then she said Baltimore, and she said Baltimore is like this anomaly in America. And I never got round to looking. You just reminded me then, talking about Tupac, where he's from. I know Baltimore, she said that their accent is completely different to like anything else. She said Baltimore is just a really weird accent.
Really? That's where The Wire shot, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
I've never watched The Wire.
It's really good.
I love The Wire, man.
Really good.
Probably one of the best shows ever made, I would say.
Have you watched there's a new one about the crack epidemic? I can't remember what it's called. Like Snowfall, I think it's called.
No, I haven't seen that. But where does that take place? In New York or in?
I'm not sure where it takes place, but they're like everyone's comparing it to The Wire, saying that it's as good as The Wire, if not better.
Holy. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. Is that on HBO? You don't know?
Yeah, I think it's HBO.
Okay.
I see people always talking about.
Did you watch Power? HBO.
I hate it.
Did you?
Hated it.
Did you watch Power?
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it.
My missus watched it. She watched all of it, but I haven't watched it. Do you know, I went through a period where I didn't watch TV for a long time, and I think that's like how I missed The Wire. Like, never watched The Sopranos.
You should go back, man.
I've never watched The Sopranos. I've never watched The Wire.
Yeah, that's all.
I started Sopranos. I couldn't keep going. I kind of lost interest.
Do you know what? It's always tough as well, isn't it? When you like someone introduces you to a series later on, and you're like, oh shit, that's like 7 seasons of my life. Like, do you mean like if you get into it from the beginning, you're kind of invested. But when someone's like, yeah, you've got like
sometimes that's good though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like 7 seasons of this.
Yeah, but you then have to like look at where if that first episode don't catch you, right, and you know you've got another 7 seasons, you can be like,
yeah.
So it's really got to hook you in that beginning bit, because like, yeah, knowing that you've got that much after. Ozarks. Did you watch Ozarks?
That's pretty good as well.
I watched the first 3 seasons. I haven't watched the last one. I think there's 4.
No, the 4th is coming soon.
Okay, so maybe I've seen 2 seasons. I've seen it though. Yeah, definitely.
That was like what I watched recently. I think that's all I've watched.
I think I've seen the first season completely, and then I just fell asleep.
Oh, Snowpiercer. We watched that recently. Did you watch that?
Snowpiercer. I've heard of that. Is that about a train? Someone on a train?
Yeah. So there's a lot of like relevance to like the political class system, which is what I really liked about it. And so like it's the end of the world. So what they've done, they shot up like something to block out the sun.
Okay.
And it's caused like an ice age. And there's this like guy who's basically, he designed this train which carries on running, and on board you got like, it's like a mile long, 1,000 coaches or whatever it is. And it's like class systems. You got the first class, and then you got like the middle class and the lower class. But it's good. It's really good. I enjoyed that. But
that's a movie. Is that a TV show or is that a movie?
I think there was a movie, but there's a show. So I've watched the series. So there's been 2 seasons of it. But yeah, they've got that whole like political class divide down to a T.
Yeah, they did it really well, man.
I'll check that out.
I think that's like the biggest issue that we face in the world at the moment is the class problem. I think
I would agree. Yeah.
I think
then you get into money and you get into economics with that too, and like the tax breaks that the rich have and the fucking loopholes that they get. It's crazy.
It's like you look at Bill Gates now. Like, was he owned? Was it 43% of the world's farming land, or is it of America's farming land?
Yeah, he just picked up a bunch.
The whole world, didn't he? Modern day Christopher Columbus.
Yeah. It's like Bezos. Did you hear the thing about Bezos? If he in 2020, if he gave all of his Amazon staff $100,000 bonus, he would be no richer or poorer than what he was at the start of 2020. He would have just stayed the same.
Oh my god! What the fuck, man?
Yeah, it's mad.
This like rich asshole.
It's like 88,000 employees.
Yeah, and you think how many people's lives you would have changed? You give someone $100,000, it's like you get like that's like a big chunk of your mortgage, or like getting on the property ladder. You just like kind of
instead he just wants to build domes on the moon.
Yeah.
They're so fucking. They're so greedy and hungry. It's almost a game. It's like, how much more can I get?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, man. Like, people have nothing. Like,
It's like, let's sort out the problems here first. You know what I mean? But it's like, did someone the way someone said it, I can't remember what it was. They were saying about why are you so hell bent on fucking making people live on the moon? It's like, you can climb Mount Everest. You're not going to live on it. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do when you live on the moon? Like, yeah, this is a nice beach. This is a nice woodland.
There's a nice crater.
Exactly.
It is. It's mental. It is.
And there's so much shit that they can do here that needs to be done and fixed. Like, let's start it here. Let's fix up our planet.
Yeah. I'm reading a book at the moment. It's called Ending Hunger. It's by a guy called Angry Chef. And I'm really enjoying it. So he's like, his whole thing is like, how do you feed the world? And he's like, at the beginning, so I'm only like a couple of chapters in, but he's talking about shit like, if you're hungry, you don't get anything. Like, if you're only worried about where your next meal is coming from, you don't get scientists, you don't get artists, you don't get anyone. These things only come as a byproduct of people being fed. And if people aren't fed and all they're worrying about is where their next meal comes from, you have no progress. And like, that is the one thing we need to strive to do, is to how to feed the world efficiently in the years to come. And it's like a really interesting breakdown of how we've got to where we are from here to now. And he's like, his whole thing is about putting ideologies behind about what kind of diet is better, like, and it's nothing about that. It's about like, look, how do we, with the space we've got, feed the world? And it's interesting. I'll let you know the outcome when it's fucking.
Is it possible? You don't know that yet? Is it possible to feed every single person on the planet?
From like at the moment is where I've got to in it. He's got history, and he said like for years, all through like the 20th century, they were saying nope, it's going to run out, and like we just always managed to produce more. Any problem or hurdle that we had our way, we produced more. So he said the big one was I think it was like around about the 1940s after World War II, and he was saying about there was a couple of, he said the trouble is, so there's these two German guys, I can't remember their name, two German scientists. He said the trouble with them, he said they've actually revolutionized the food industry, and what they've done is actually miraculous and has solved so many problems for the world. But these are the same guys who designed also some of the most fucking nastiest, deadliest weapons in the world, who like were responsible for killing a lot of people. So they don't get praised and credited too much, because you've got the flip side of what they also did. But he was saying it was about how to basically how to fertilize the land, and like the leaps and bounds we made of how we fertilize the land, and how to create nitrogen, and like is how to pull nitrogen from the air. He said nitrogen was the last ingredient, so it's phosphorus, nitrogen, and whatever else was. But he said we've managed this. He said now we're at the trouble of like soil deprivation. There's not, and the trouble we're facing now is we've not got enough variety of grains. He said, so we've created these super grains like wheat and stuff like that. But he said, there's only certain grains now being grown in the world. And he said, this is what's depleting the soil, because we haven't got enough variety, and we need to kind of go. He said, what needs to happen? He said that the trouble, again, it's the political side of it is what's caused this. And because countries don't want to, so if you've got like a part of the world which is better for growing that, rather than like saying, right, we as the world have got this much space, your part of the world there are best for growing fucking raspberries, you just grow raspberries, and this country grow this. But they don't. Every country wants to have their own wheat supply, so if there's war, they don't want famine. So they need to have their own pockets of growing, because they don't want to be like, because what happens then is you have one country go, right, no, we're cutting you off, we're cutting your supply of something that is needed. And again, it goes down to politics. He said it can be done, and it's there again. The whole thing just fucking comes down to politics and policies.
Everything does, really. I mean, money and politics, it's everything. What do you guys think about this whole Bitcoin craze, where like they're almost
we were forgot. Do you know what? I've just dipped my toe in the water. So
you did?
Yeah. So what my point on it, right? I was for ages I was trying to I was like, it's a scam. Like, everyone who's doing it are trying to you see like Elon Musk, where he's like, he'll short Bitcoin, and it's not regulated. So, or you have some other guy on Instagram influencer, he'll get some shit coin which no one knows about, and he'll go, everyone put your money into this, and then they'll pull their money out and they'll make money. And whilst there is a lot of that going on, and that is true, like,
it's like a pump and dump.
But then when I started to look into it, I was like, oh shit, like I didn't realize the depth of like how revolutionary this shit was. So I've gone into it not as a money making scheme. I've now gone into it whilst trying to be like, no, this is a scam, and I wanted to just be like to take the piss out of them because it's just a scam. And I think if people are doing it just as a quick rich scheme, you're in it for the wrong reason. And I think the more of those people that get out of it, the better. But what I do actually see with it, I think, no, this is like some revolutionary shit for the people. I think what can be done off cryptocurrency and off blockchain, because it's not really a currency, is it? It's not like,
it's a belief system. It's kind of the same as money, really. It is a belief system. Do you know what I mean? It's just a different way to do it.
It's like the things like we were talking about, like Ethereum, and like how it could have the potential to be the new internet because it's so secure. Well, this is all the NFTs are done on Ethereum, aren't they?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, the NFTs are done through Ethereum. But the cool part about crypto coin that I like is that the governments aren't involved. It promotes a free market. So it gets away from the fiat market and towards the Austrian market, where like shit just levels. There's no more inflation. Shit deflates when it has to, you know. So, But will the governments allow this to continue?
Well, China have already banned it, haven't they?
The thing is, though, I was reading another thing, and they were saying about countries that ban it are kind of shooting themselves in the foot, because all that means is people are just going to go to another country to do it there, which kind of bypasses, and it's just like,
well, it just takes all of the money out.
Takes the money out of that country and puts it into another country.
Exactly. Okay, my kids are talking to me one more time. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Well, we need to put that into the computer. We can't do that now. We'll do it after. Okay. Okay. All right, sorry about that.
That's cool, mate. But yeah, no, like I say, I got into it, and like now the revolutionary side of it, I was like, oh shit. And because I joined Coinbase to get it.
That's a wallet. I have that wallet. I don't have a lot of money in it though. I have ShakePay, but
I was actually looking at getting like an off storage wallet for like future purposes, but like initially I just got Coinbase. I was like, right, let's have a look, and I was like, oh shit. So I just went on Coinbase, and I just put £100 into Bitcoin, but that was the only one I bought. I was like, Bitcoin, I know that's the one. Like that was what I did most like sort of research on. But then on Coinbase you can do those things where you can take quizzes and you can like learn, and they'll give you free coins.
Okay.
So I did. There was a network called Stellar, which is basically a worldwide system of how anyone from any currency from anywhere in the world, and it was shit like this, which was like, oh, this is amazing. So like, say like someone in America whose family is in the Philippines, and they wanted to send them $20. Traditionally, to send that $20, you would have to pay whatever company you'd use to get that $20 to that person, and then by the time it got there, like there'd be like the $5 of the $20 left to actually get into the person. And they were saying, well, this Stellar, like all they want it to be, so all currencies around the world just go into it, and you can transfer your money to that person instantly, and they can take it out as then to use it. They use whatever, I think it was XMP was their tokens, their crypto, what they used to transfer it in the intermediary. But there was like no charge, and it was like 0.00001% is what they take off it, which is nothing compared to like what a bank can charge me. I was like, whoa, shit, like, do you mean? So you can then like people sending their money to their families in different parts of the world. They were also saying about El Salvador, I think it was.
There's talk about that.
That is now an actual currency that their government is now pushing. Bitcoin.
What's that?
You buy in Bitcoin in the country. You go there and they use and they were saying like, because you got countries like that where they don't have banks. Venezuela, another country which is like honest ass, like where the Americans have just like fucked their currency. Like, do you mean it's like a country like that, whereas people are struggling? Cryptocurrency, it's your answer. Do you mean it's like they can't touch that?
Well, don't discriminate either, does it?
That's you mean you can't crash that currency? Well, Elon Musk can.
Yeah, but I think everyone kind of panicked when he backed out. But I think now it's starting to grow. It's coming back a little bit, but it took a huge dip.
With that, I also think it's like, because that's what I initially was like, oh, it's just people money making scheme, and I think the people that are in it as a money making scheme.
No, bro,
a cat just ran past him.
Man, I was like, the floor's moving.
but as a money making scheme,
please.
Like I don't think that isn't why you should be putting your money into it, and like that's why I've got into it now. It's like, I'm a believer.
I find it holds your wealth. It's a way to hold your wealth. I find Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like, you can borrow against your Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't think people will use it as money where they'll trade. I think they'll just buy Bitcoin to have it. Like they're almost your own bank when you have it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and that's why I did, because I've got like, besides that, I just had like a cash sort of like savings account. And it's just like, that shit's just losing money.
You're just losing money on it. It depreciates.
Yeah, it depreciates.
Like,
it's
mad.
Yeah.
Well,
My buddy was saying it's like an ice cube in the fridge. It's slowly melting away to inflation. Inflation fucks you. So yeah, it's crazy. That's the good thing about Bitcoin is it changes everything, and like you say, no discrimination. It holds its value better. It's finite, so it can't really like once you run out, you run out. So it's always going to keep that value.
Yeah.
Super interesting, man. Super interesting.
I mean, I think as well, like, because I know that they're saying, someone put a meme up the other day, and they said environmentalist crypto investors are like the new vegan cokeheads.
Love it.
How funny.
Oh shit.
But again, with that, I mean, at the moment, I know it is like quite hungry on energy, but I also think in time, these things will go greener. You can see it now, the green revolution now, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like energy is only going to go cleaner. It's like have you seen the solar farms in Morocco?
No.
They reckon Morocco is going to be the leading exporter of power to Europe, like in the next 10 years, from their solar power farms.
So they just have farms and like vast land of solar panels?
I mean, Morocco, it's next to Egypt, so it's like there's a lot of desert there. And they've just like put solar panel upon solar panel upon solar panel, like Google them, man, like get it up. This shit is just like, I mean, we've got them here. Like there's a lot of farmers in the UK now who have like turned their farms into, or turned their fields into just places to put like solar panels.
Right.
But like,
and they feed that into the grid.
Into the grid, yeah. But
yeah,
that is nothing on the scale of what Morocco are doing it. They're on it. And I think because they got on it so early, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's, but then you got like, I don't know, I think Saudi Arabia and places like that need to like get hot on it before they just, because oil's dirty, man. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be like, it's not places like that, like Dubai, Saudi Arabia and that, they're like,
it's a week early.
Our next guest just turned up.
You're a week early.
Roscoe's telling them that he's a week early. Because he'll be the week after you, yeah.
That's right, yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, it's I think it'll only get cleaner with the whole crypto thing. Like, do you mean it's like it won't be as and as well you got all these new coins and shit coming out, like which are
some of them like Dogecoin and some are pretty sketchy there.
Well, that's I think a lot of those shit coins. It's just people like again. A lot of them are just pump and dump scams, isn't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
get everyone to invest and then back out.
Yeah, and it's like, but if you look at the ones which are actually trying to revolutionize and do shit, then yeah. But like you said,
like Ethereum's going to be a big one, I think, just because of the blockchain and everything.
Well, my mate was saying he was saying like that is going to be the internet 2.0, like that will replace like what kind of like the internet is now. Like it will almost be like Ethereum will be like the center, and like everything will be on that sort of on that blockchain as the modern the next internet. Because you look at the internet now, like how censored and shit like the internet is now.
Can't do anything on the internet anymore.
You even mutter the word COVID in a YouTube video. It's like they're plastering all over it. It's like, do you mean like
yep.
Yeah, mental.
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's going very China.
But the thing with Ethereum, the blockchain, someone was saying like, who owns the blockchain? Like Ethereum is going to own everything, right? So all those NFTs, all that shit is on an Ethereum blockchain. At the end of the day, does Ethereum own everything?
Well, I don't know, because Ethereum is it centralized?
You know, like
it hurts my brain, man.
It's going to be
horrible.
Like it's the new Skynet.
Mate, this is the thing I was literally about to say. What happens when the creator of Bitcoin raises his head? This imaginary dude.
Yeah.
Who's not even a real person. Well, it could be multiple people or anyone.
Yeah.
I'm taking all these back, thank you.
It back now. My game.
Well, apparently the creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi, I forget his first name, Nakamoto Satoshi, but apparently he died in a car accident.
5 minutes.
They think.
He what? Sorry.
They think he might have died in a car accident.
Oh,
but
really?
then there is talk about how it's a group of people too. Like they don't know. It's pretty trippy. Like they're not sure. But there's talk that he died in a car accident.
Because I remember, I've had a mate who's been in it for like a while, like, do you know what I mean? And because before it was always like Silk Road, like Bitcoin is just this thing to buy stuff on Silk Road. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah. I want someone assassinated. Bitcoin. I want a kilo of heroin. Bitcoin. Do you know what I mean? But then as it's gone on, and you like watch what the technology is and what it can do. But because it was. Did you ever see the thing on that? There's an amazing documentary on that. What's his name? Captain Judge Roberts, whatever his name was. The guy who found. What was the guy who founded Silk Road?
Oh, I know you're on about.
Yeah,
I watched a program on there. Yeah,
that's like into and the whole thing on that. They went into like different places and they were showing like somebody. There was one group that would like they were like the top heroin dealers in Europe, and it was this group of like geeky little kids like in Spain. And the way they'd done it, they'd managed to get a link from the poppy farm or the opium somewhere where they were, like it was either Spain or France or something like that. And like the way they did it, and they were just not your typical drug dealers.
You don't have to be on the internet, do you?
They were like
Keyboard
teenage,
warriors.
like nerdy, like kids, and they turned up, and they had like it was like when they turned up and they got the balaclava, and they kept all their like they kept them who they were, like what's it called?
Yeah, right. Keep the anonymous there. Yeah.
But like, it was it's completely different. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like the whole thing of like how it's all reviewed as well. It's like, what quality of gear are you getting? It's not like my mate Dave says that like it's the best fucking packet around. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, no, like you've got like reviews from people like, no, don't get it. I've tested it. And it's
Amazon reviews and that.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like it says what it's got in it, and like people know if it's harmful, which actually works out safer. That's why I think as well, like festivals and stuff. I actually think they should do those drug testing thing there. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, is what this person going to take harm them, or is what this person's going to take, is it going to be like... that's the trouble. Who is going to trust it? Because
they'd have to give out self-testing kits. That'd be the best way to do it.
Because otherwise you're going to have the police like, what have you got then?
Like,
you just wait around the back.
Yeah.
We've got like 3 minutes left. What we like to do is when we open the discussion, we like people to say 3 good things that happened to them today. So we're gonna say that to you now. 3 good things that has happened to you today, dadbOdd.
It's like 7 a.m. there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you probably say the same thing as us then.
3 good things. I don't know. I woke up feeling good and rested. That's good. My kids are in a good mood. I'm feeling good about that.
Apart from the iPod.
Got to chat with you guys. Fucking can't get any better, man. The date's complete. I'm fucking.
Are you going to the beach again today? Is it hot there? What's it looking like outside?
I don't know. I haven't been outside. It looks kind of. I don't know. We'll have to go look. I'm not going to the beach though. I got a birthday party. I'm going to see my dad. I got to pick up a lawnmower and yeah.
Man, I want to come over and jump in some of them lakes you got over there, man.
Same.
Dude, yeah, I'm going to camp in 2 weeks there on the 25th. I had mentioned that I couldn't talk on the 25th. I can't wait, man. I'm going to be in the water. I'm pumped.
Mate, when we can fly next, like I'm going to come over. I'm going to see my family dog over there, and I'm going to swing by your neck of the woods as well. I'm going to fucking come.
I was thinking the same thing, man. I want to get out to see you guys as well.
Mate, you're always more than welcome whenever you come.
Yeah, same here, man. Come see. I mean, there's lots to see in Canada for sure. You'll need some time out here.
Yeah, no. If I do it, I'd probably do like 4 weeks. I reckon, man. So,
at least.
At least. But
and then you can see everything go from the east right to the west there.
Yeah, man. And last thing, what is your personal meaning of life?
It's about being the best you can be. It's about caring for other people. It's about following the passion that you have inside you, giving back to the world, giving whatever you ended up in this world with, you give back to existence what your talents are. I think that's the meaning of life.
Sick. Do you know what? That just reminded me. I completely forgot to go down a route which I wanted to talk to you about was following your passion, because I know that you were. Let's talk about it now quickly. We've got a couple minutes about you. About you being a teacher and being put on the panel, because we were talking about your character as Malik, and how like he's like does drugs and whatnot, and then because you were a teacher, right, at school.
Yeah, I was elementary school teacher in the Catholic board for 10 years, and then Malik came about around 5 years ago, and I started making content with him, and there's something inside me that told me like keep making this character. He's important to make, and They didn't like it too much, so they
gave you the ultimatum, didn't they? They said, "Do you want to like if you carry on putting this stuff out, like and like this?" So for everyone who's listening to this, so Malik, he carried on doing this character and the school. So this is a prime example of following your passion. So you actually walked away from your job as a teacher to carry on following your passion as an artist, and for that,
yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? It takes a lot of balls to walk away from a career to say, nah, this means more to me than your salary each month. So I must commend you for that. And like,
thank you, bro.
Take some balls.
It definitely was tough because, you know, financially, I was up there. I was high. I was making about $90,000 a year. I was about as high as I could be.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was my Dave Chappelle moment, man. I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah, for real.
I'm out of here.
And mate, for that, I wish you fucking the utmost success. Man. And we will talk soon. And thank you to dadbOdd, aka Malik Miron, for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, boys. Anytime, man. This is fantastic. I even getting up at 5 for this, worth it.